The street is flooded and the lights are dead. There's a heavy thunderstorm inside my head. I've been standing on this corner for an hour or more, waiting for a sign or an open door. But the universe is quiet in the pouring rain. It doesn't care about the waiting or the heavy pain. You don't need a vision, you don't need a spark. You just need to move inside the heavy dark. When the destination vanishes and hope is gone, the only true defiance is continuing on. I don't need to conquer or command the street. I just have to place the next cold step beneath my feet. My boots are soaked right down to the bone. The hardest part of the walk is the walking alone. I pluck a single string and I let it ring out, a tiny little challenge to the growing doubt. The horizon is invisible, the map is a lie, but I refuse to stand here and just watch it die. You don't need a vision, you don't need a spark. You just need to move inside the heavy dark. When the destination vanishes and hope is gone, the only true defiance is continuing on. I don't need to conquer or command the street. I just have to place the next cold step beneath my feet. There is no glorious mountain, no flag to raise, just a quiet survival in the endless haze. You put your head down and you brace for the chill, and you force the heavy body to move up the hill. Just the next step through the mud. Hear the rhythm in the heavy blood. Keep walking, keep quiet.
The iron on the balcony is starting to flake. Showing every year and every heavy mistake. numbness in the air wants to break it all down, to level every structure in this weary town. But the meadow still holds, though it's ugly and stained, a monument to everything the weather has drained. There is a beauty in the rust and a strength in the bone, a quiet kind of power in just standing alone. We aren't meant to be pristine, we aren't meant to be new, we are meant to take the beating and still make it through. Let the oxidation spread, let the heavy rains fall. I am leaning all my weight against this rusted wall. The polished and the perfect always shatter in the cold. They haven't learned the lesson of just growing old. I strike a heavy chord on this battered guitar. The scratches on the wood tell me exactly who we are. We're not a delicate glass waiting for the break. We're the stubborn foundation that the storm cannot shake. There is a beauty in the rust and a strength in the bone, a quiet kind of power in just standing alone. We aren't meant to be pristine, we are meant to be new, we are meant to take the beating and still make it through. Let the oxidation spread, let the heavy rains fall. I am leaning all my weight against this rusted wall. Of the heavy roof, I'll wear the corrosion like a medal of pride, a testament to all the times I didn't hide. Let it weather, let it age, turn the heavy rusted page. Still standing, still here, still here, still here. clock is stuck on 3 and it refuses to move. The silence is a needle in a heavy groove. The thoughts are circling like vultures in the room, feeding on the shadows in the midnight gloom. It's easy to surrender when the lights are all killed, to let the empty spaces remain unfulfilled. But I am not trying to defeat the night. I'm not looking for a weapon or a blinding light. I just have to sit here and outlast the dark, protecting the remnants of the final spark. The sun is a promise that the earth always keeps. I just have to hold the line while the whole city sleeps. I listen to the rhythm of the dripping eaves, the water making music on the heavy leaves. I tune my breathing to the slow, steady sound, keeping my feet completely anchored to the ground. The panic wants to rush, but I force it to slow. There is an absolute limit to how far this can go. But I am not trying to defeat the night. I'm not looking for a weapon or a blinding light. I just have to sit here and outlast the dark, protecting the remnants of the final spark. The sun is a promise that the earth always keeps. I just have to hold the line while the whole city sleeps. The rotation of the planet doesn't need my command. It will eventually warm up this desolate land. My only real job in the center of the chill is to stubbornly insist on just remaining still. Wait it out, watch the sky, let the heavy hours pass you by. The light is coming, hold the line. The fires burned down to a heavy gray dust. The roaring of the flames gave way to the rust. The cold is creeping back right across the floor, sliding through the crack underneath the front door. The spectacle is over, the crowd has gone home, leaving me right here in the freezing unknown. But if you brush away the powder and you look at the core, There is a tiny glowing red upon the heavy floor. It isn't making noise and it isn't making light, but it's holding up the absolute death of the night. You don't need a wild inferno or a sudden loud crash. You just need to guard the embers in the ash. I cup my bare hands and I blow on the coal, a delicate attempt to resurrect the soul. The motivation now isn't wild or grand. It's a solitary focus in the palm of my hand. A fragile little heat in a world made of ice. A quiet little gamble on the roll of the dice. But if you brush away the powder and you look at the core, there is a tiny glowing red upon the heavy floor. It isn't making noise and it isn't making light, but it's holding off the absolute death of the night. You don't need a wild inferno or a sudden loud crash. You just need to guard the embers in the ash. The raging fire burns out and destroys the heavy wood, but an ember can outlast everything if it should. It's the quietest endurance that survives the deep freeze, waiting for the oxygen of a better breeze. Blow softly, feed the glow. Let the heavy winter winds blow. Still warm, still alive. Rain is coming down at a 45 degree, hitting the glass like an angry dog sea. The pressure is testing every joint and pain, searching for a weakness in the heavy domain. But I drove the nails deep and I measured the wood. I built this little sanctuary exactly as I should. This is defiant architecture standing in the wind, a structure that refuses to break or be thin. I won't let the weather dictate how I feel. I've reinforced the timber with a layer of steel. The storm storm is outside howling, trying to get in, but I am sitting quiet with a heavy dark grin. They said that the foundation was placed in the mud, that it would surely wash away in the first major flood. But they don't know the weight of the stones that I threw, or the sheer stubborn will of what I needed to do. Every impulsive beat of the rain on the roof is just another piece of undeniable proof. This is defiant architecture standing in the wind, a structure that refuses to break or be thin. I won't let the weather dictate how I feel. I've reinforced the timber with a layer of steel. The storm is outside howling, trying to get in, but I am sitting quiet with a heavy dark grin. I didn't build this place to look pretty in the sun. I built it for the moment when the others start to run. Let the wind batter, let the water rise high. I am a permanent fixture under this sky. Let it rain, hold the beam. We are stronger than the heavy strain, built to last, built to stand. The tuning pegs are stiff and the bridge is on. The body of the instrument is battered and torn. I've dragged it through the humidity, the heat and the cold. A piece of my history, heavy and old. I press my calloused fingers to the rusty steel wire, drawing out a sound from the ashes of the fire. As long as the strings are unbroken and tight, I've still got a voice in the middle of the night. The body may be scarred and the finish may be gone, but the resonance is heavy and it carries me on. I don't need a perfect instrument to play what is true. I just need the tension to pull myself through. The high is sharp and the low is flat, but I have learned to make my peace with all of that. The imperfections are the character, the grit and the tone a reflection of a man who is walking alone. Every chord I strike is a push against the wall, a declaration that I haven't taken the fall. As long as the strings are unbroken and tight, I've still got a voice in the middle of the night. The body may be scarred and the finish may be gone, but the resonance is heavy and it carries me on. I don't need a perfect instrument to play what is true. I just need the tension to pull myself through. They wanna throw it out, say it's past its prime, but they don't understand the heavy value of time. Things that survive the abuse and the wear are the only things worth keeping in the midnight air. Strike the chord, let it ring. Listen to the heavy, battered string. Not broken, not yet.
Clock is frozen solid at the heavy hour of 3. The darkness is as thick as a heavy black sea. The doubts are all swimming, circling the bed, whispering the heavy, dark terrors in the head. They want you to surrender, they want you to break, they want you to confess to every heavy mistake. But you just cross your arm and you outlast the night. You don't try to engage in the heavy, useless fight. You become a piece of stone, an unmovable wall, letting the anxiety and the heavy panic fall. The sun is gonna rise, it is an absolute fact. You just have to keep the heavy center intact. The shadows stretch their fingers across the wooden floor, trying to find a weakness in the heavy locked door. You regulate your breathing, slow and in control, refusing to be bought and refusing to be sold. The night is just an absence of the heavy burning sun. It cannot finish anything that you haven't begun. But you just cross across your arms, then you outlast the night. You don't try to engage in the heavy, useless fight. You become a piece of stone, an unmovable wall, letting the anxiety and the heavy panic fall. The sun is gonna rise, it is an absolute fact. You just have to keep the heavy center intact. Patience is a weapon, sharper than a knife. It cuts away the panic from the center of the life. You don't have to win the battle in the heavy dark gloom. You just have to maintain your heavy space in the room. Wait, hold your ground. Let the heavy shadows spin around and round. Outlast the dark, keep the core. The map said it was easy, a straight and simple line. The map was just a piece of paper, completely out of mind. The reality is gravel, the reality is mud. The reality is paying for the distance with your blood. We're pushing the machine through the heavy, deep clay, fighting for every single inch of the way. You have to love the friction of the heavy broken road. You have to find a comfort in the bearing of the load. If there isn't any resistance, there isn't any grip, you're just sliding on the surface of a heavy sinking ship. The struggle is the traction, the heavy push and pull. It is the only thing that keeps the heavy engine full. The wheels are spinning out, throwing dirt into the air. The heavy smell of burning rubber lingering right there. We jump out of the cab and put our shoulders to the back, pushing the heavy metal straight back onto the track. There is no roadside service, there is no helping hand, just the heavy muscle and the unforgiving land. You have to love the friction of the heavy broken road. You have to find a comfort in the bearing of the load. If there isn't any resistance, there isn't any grip, you're just sliding on the surface of a heavy sinking ship. The struggle is the traction, the heavy push and pull. It is the only thing that keeps the heavy engine full. Pavement puts the heavy mind to sleep. We need the jagged edges and the valleys that are deep to wake us up completely, to make us feel alive, to force the heavy instinct of exactly how to drive. Push it forward, feel the grip, don't let the heavy tires slide and slip. Love the friction, love the fight. tuning pegs are tightened right up to the heavy brink. The meadow is expanding more than anyone would think. The pressure is immense, the heavy tension is absurd. We're waiting for the snapping like a sudden frightened bird. The air is holding still, anticipating the break. A heavy dark vibration that the body cannot fake. But you are an unbroken string in a heavy dark room, holding all the tension in the middle of the gloom. You vibrate with the pressure, you resonate the stress, turning heavy chaos into a beautiful success. You stretch right to the limit, but you never tear apart. A heavy piece of wire wrapped completely round the heart. Strikes with all its might, trying to force a failure in the middle of the night. The sound is sharp and painful, a heavy crying tone, a frequency that cuts right to the center of the bone. But the metal holds the line, the heavy tuning stays true, a testament to everything that you have made it through. But you are an unbroken string in a heavy dark room, holding all the tension in the middle of the gloom. You vibrate with the pressure, you resonate the stress, turning heavy chaos into a beautiful success. You stretch right to the limit, but you never tear apart. A heavy piece of wire wrapped completely round the heart. They marvel at the strength of a heavy bridge of steel, but they don't understand how the heavy wire feels. To hold the heavy note when the world is going wrong, to be the only thing that is carrying the song. Hold the tension, keep the pitch, don't let the heavy wire snap and twitch. Unbroken string, ringing clear.
The river breached the banks at the heavy hour of 2. The muddy water rushing down the heavy avenue. The trash and the debris are getting carried by the swell. The city is surrendering into the heavy, watery hell. The instinct of the crowd is to run and try to flee, to scatter like the insects in a heavy tragedy. But you have to be the anchor in the middle of the flood. You have to plant your boots in the heavy sinking mud. Let the water rush around you, let the heavy current pull. You keep your heavy center and your heavy spirit full. You don't let the chaos sweep your heavy mind away. You hold your ground completely and you force the world to stay. The panic is contagious, spreading faster than the rain. A heavy, dark infection running right inside the brain. But I look at your face and I see a heavy calm, a quiet kind of medicine, a heavy, seething balm. You reach out your hand and grab a hold of my coat, refusing to become a piece of heavy debris afloat. But you have to be the anchor in the middle of the flood. You have to plant your boots in the heavy sinking mud. You keep your heavy center and your heavy spirit full. You don't let the chaos sweep your heavy mind away. You hold your ground completely and you force the world to stay. The flood will eventually recede back to the shore, but the ones who hold the line, the ones who do not drift, are the ones who have the power to organize and lift. Plant your boots